Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 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 How's everyone doing today? We're going to get started in a little bit. Just testing my voice, making sure everything's working all right. Now, if you have any questions for me during this presentation, you can also put your question in the comments box or in the chat box. Be happy to help you answer any questions you may have. Now, I may not get to the right away, but all right. Your wish is your command. Your wish is your command. That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi everyone, today I want to share with you Your Wish is Your Command. This was a CD set produced years ago by Kevin Trudeau. Now, previously it was pretty easy to find online, and if you've been trying to find it, you may have a pretty tough time because right now you actually need to get real access. If you want to get access to this program, I'm going to show you how you can get this program completely for free. It's very easy. You guys want to go to any one of my videos, and in my video, there's going to be a link in the descriptions. It's going to take you to the sales page. And from here, you can read through the whole sales page, or you can just click on this buy now button. Clicking on this buy now button, it's going to take you to this checkout form. Now, what you can do from here, you want to just type in the coupon code. Coupon code is YWIYC. You can use all caps or use lowercase, doesn't matter what you use. You hit apply. Once you hit apply, come back on the top, fill out your contact, billing, payment information. It's not going to charge you anything. Hit complete your order. In a few minutes, you should see this program in your inbox. For whatever reason, if it's not in your inbox, just go into your spam folder, look through your spam folder, and find that email. Drag it right back into your inbox, and use the link in the email. It's going to take you directly to this 14 audio series, Your Wish is Your Command, How to Manifest Your Desires. Now, this program was introduced to me by my own brother, and I've been on this personal development, journey for quite some time, since in my early 20s. I read a lot of books, listened to a lot of audios, and I had a very difficult time piecing all the puzzle together, because there are many things about the law of manifestation that I just didn't understand. Now, what is this program all about? For those of you who are coming to the channel for the first time, or you are hearing about this program for the first time. Let me ask you, do you follow any of these people? Do you follow Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn, Joe Vitale, Tony Robbins, Earl Nightingale, Joe Dispenza, Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Charlie Tremendous Jones, Kevin Robert, Ed Foreman, Joe Bauer, Grant Cardone, Dennis Waitley, Marshall Silver, Neville Goddard. I'm also a huge fan of Neville Goddard. If you follow any of these people, you read any of their books, listen to their audios, this is definitely up your alley. Today I'm going to share with you what I learned in Your Wish is Your Command. It's very important because I just want to provide some broad strokes to this program. A little bit about myself. My name is John, and I listened to this program years ago, made a lot of tremendous changes in my life, and I'll explain to you how I use these lessons in my own personal life. The first lesson is, who do you listen to? Second lesson is the Teachability Index. Third lesson is the training balance scale. And the fourth lesson is 4 steps to mastery. I'm going to start with the very first one. The very first lesson in Kevin Trudeau's Your Wish is Your Command is who do you listen to? Many of these lessons, when you're hearing it for the first time, you may go, oh, this sounds very, very simple. Well, I just want to let you guys know, it takes about 5 minutes to learn, but a lifetime to master with all these lessons. Who do you listen to? According to Kevin Trudeau, he says, listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. So there are 2 parts to this. Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. There are many voices in your head right now. You're subscribed to many YouTube channels. You're probably on many different email lists every single day, everyone trying to pull your attention. Are you listening to the right people? Do they have your best interests at heart? And do they have the results that you're looking for? Previously, I was dealing with a lot of weight loss rebound. Simply that means I was losing 2 pounds, gaining it back 5 pounds, and then some. And I lose 3 more, but I gain back another 6, and then some. It was a yo-yo situation going on. And I was listening to everybody around me that said, you just got to go to the gym, you got to put in more reps and sets, and do calorie count with FitnessPal. And that's what I did. And I went to the gym, and I was like, well, obviously these people know better than me, so I'm going to listen to them. Well, unfortunately, when I was down there in San Diego, California, I was living downtown. There was a Horn Plaza there. There was a 24-hour fitness in the Horn Plaza. I went in, personal trainers pulling up. They'll be like, hey, I can become your personal trainer, X, Y, and Z. You know how it goes. But the problem was that a lot of those personal trainers, I don't know what it was about the 24-hour fitness, they were out of shape themselves. But they had that certificate. Many people, they are just going along with what the experts tell them to do because they said they went to school for this, they got some certificates, got some training behind this. Or are they really at where you want to be? For me, I wanted a 6-pack abs, right? If I look in the mirror, I didn't have 6-pack abs, that means not where I want to be. It doesn't really serve you to be working with personal trainers that hasn't really produced the results in their own personal life. So that's one very small little example you can always evaluate. Another example is the medical industrial complex. Now, nothing I share is professional medical advice, diagnosis or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician, qualified health providers of any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Long story short, I was at the hospital a couple months ago, taking a family member there. While I was there, I was looking at these doctors, and I was like, what is going on? A lot of these doctors are not even in shape. But they're going to tell you, hey, you going in there? What are they going to say? Coming in here, going to do your vital signs, measure your blood pressure, your blood sugar, do some blood tests. Then you're going to go do the ECG or the EKG, electrocardiogram, maybe do another x-ray, see if any broken bones. Going to come back and going to say, we're going to look at your lab reports, and they're going to start critiquing you. They're very good at critiquing your lab report. They're going to say, these values are out of range within range. These values are out of range within range. And before you know, they said, this is very, very serious. What you need to do, they're going to upsell you to the next set of procedures, operations, maybe have you stay overnight at the hospital to monitor you. The whole system is on providing or maximizing customer lifetime value. Coming back to who do you listen to, you need to look at these doctors. You need to ask them, listen, I appreciate everything that you're doing, but you need to give me your vital signs, doc. How's your blood pressure? Are you struggling with any hypertension? You're dealing with diabetes? You have any kidney problems? Many of these doctors, they can't even fix themselves. They're telling you what to do. Why don't you step on that scale? We're going to measure your weight. We're going to measure your height. And from these 2 numbers, we're going to get your BMI, or your body mass index. If these doctors, they got a body mass index over 30, do you think they can really help you? So who do you listen to? We've been trained to listen to all the wrong people around us. And they always want to steer you in a certain direction where you're going to continually be in that system. Because before, I was struggling with a lot of nasal congestion, joint pains, taking medications, this, that, and the third. I was going to the pharmacy picking up these drugs, and one drug gave me another side effect. You go back to your doctor or your pharmacist, they said, oh, we predicted this. Like they're prophetic about it. We have another drug to help you with that side effect. Everything is in that system. If I kept my level of learning, kept my level of understanding within that framework, I would never be healthy the way I am right now. Who do you listen to is super important, because over the years, I've been listening to naturopathic doctors, holistic doctors. Maybe they don't have a medical degree, okay? Maybe there are an herbalist, but they produce the results. They don't have this roller coaster in their own physical health. There's this steady as rock throughout the whole year, vibrantly healthy. Maybe a lot of you don't know who I was, so I'm just going to share with you real quick. So this was me just a couple years ago. I was in downtown San Diego. We were down at a bar, and I was putting on this pair of jeans that evening. I could still remember. And I was like, why are these jeans so tight? And this shirt that I just bought a couple years ago, why does it feel so tight? Okay. And as I sat down, you can see how these buttons, they were just screaming. They were yelling. This is me pretty much all year round now. I have a program on here. This is called the Mega Poop Transformation Challenge. Lose 3 to 5 pounds per month without going to the gym. How did I get here? I stopped listening to all these people that didn't have results. I started to listen to people that demonstrated success in their own personal life. And they are consistently healthy, vibrantly healthy. They got the six-pack abs all year round. I started listening to the right people. So who do you listen to? Evaluate right now. Who are you subscribed to on YouTube? Maybe you need to unsubscribe to some people. Who are you following with your email? Maybe you need to unsubscribe to some email lists. Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. I'm going to bold this, okay? For somebody in their 40s, as I say, you're a lady in your 40s, you had a couple of kids already, it doesn't make sense for you to go listen to a 21-year-old. Maybe that 21-year-old has the six-pack abs, but where you are with your body, what your body's been through, you had a couple of kids, a lot of hormonal imbalances, all ups and downs all over the place. This 21-year-old, they don't even understand where you're coming from. They can't not help you. They don't have enough information on their radar screen to provide you with your next set of actions. You need to listen to somebody where they struggle, just as you did, with their hormonal imbalances, ups and downs. Sometimes it could be thyroid. And they, on the other side of the things now, so they're a little bit older, but they know exactly where you're at, and they know how to take you to where you need to be. So those are just a few examples from a very, very small lesson, which takes about 5 minutes to learn, but it's going to take a lifetime to master, because you're constantly evaluating who am I listening to now. You have a better filter now going forward. Do they understand where I've been? And where are they right now? Are they in a situation where I want to be? So if you want to get this program, I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. I'm going to go through the Teachability Index right here. The next lesson in Kevin Trudeau's Your Wish is Your Command is the Teachability Index. It has two components. The first component is, what is your willingness to learn? What is your willingness to learn right now? You got to give yourself a score between 0 to 10. Teachability Index, many people, they often say, hey, I'm very teachable, I'm very coachable. Can you quantify something like this? Is it something that you can quantify? How would you say if you're actually willing to learn something? So these two scores, so what is your willingness to learn is a score between 0 to 10. And what is your willingness to accept change? That's also a score between 0 to 10. What is your willingness to learn? How do you know you have a willingness to learn? Well, think about what is your favorite activity right now. Are you willing to set that aside and actually use that time to learn something that's going to benefit you in the areas of your health, in the areas of your wealth, or relationships? Pick one. Most people, what do they look forward to every single day? They go back home. The only thing they look forward to is turning on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime Videos, catching their favorite TV shows. Maybe they go play hoops with the boys, go drinking with their friends, going out to the bar, going out to the club, going to play golf. I'm not saying these activities are bad, but you have to be very objective with your own life and listen to these lessons. How teachable am I right now? Am I willing to set aside that favorite activity, putting down my video games? I'm going to cancel Netflix, cancel Hulu, Amazon Prime Videos, and I'm actually going to use that time aside. I'm going to pick up new audio programs. It could be an online or offline course that you take, or you're reading books at the library, you're picking up some books at the library, or you're just buying some books for you to read. There are 30 days out of the month, and how many of those days are you willing to actually put in the work to read that book, listen to that audio, or attend that conference online or offline? So if you're only doing 10 out of 30, right? So that's only 33%, right? And your willingness to learn is really 3 out of 10. Now, what is your willingness to accept change? That's also an important lesson. How do you know you have a willingness to accept change? Now that you learn the lessons, are you actually going to put in the work to better yourself? Many people, they bought a whole bunch of programs online. Maybe they're watching infomercials. They bought P90X. They bought Tybo. They were on QVC. They got a whole bunch of exercise manuals, or they got some Pelotons. I don't care what it is. In a spark of inspiration, they decide to purchase some programs that's going to better their life, increasing that willingness to learn. But they're not actually doing the exercises themselves. Most people, they're not doing the exercises. They're watching Tim Horton on their DVDs. Okay, go Tim, but they're eating potato chips. So their willingness to accept change is an absolute zero. You have to look at yourself square and be like, well, how teachable am I? Number one, what is my willingness to learn? Give myself a score. Be very, very objective from 0 to 10. And what is my willingness to accept change? Also giving myself a score from 0 to 10. You're going to multiply these numbers together. Many people out there, what we call them conference warriors in the personal development niche. They will attend every conference. I don't care if it's Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, Les Brown. Attending these conferences, flying out to different cities, going to the hotels, networking, that's all great. But when they go back home, what is their willingness to accept change? They're not really implementing the things that they learned at these conferences. So their willingness to accept change is still zero. They're very good at going to conferences. They have a bookshelf full of books, full of exercise programs, and maybe a garage full of exercise machines, but they're not putting in the work. Then these are uncomfortable topics most people do not want to talk about in the personal development niche, because they want to give you the feel good. They said, all you got to do another mantra, buy another crystal, do another astrological chart, get another reading. All these things are good, but the thing is that if it doesn't propel you to action, you're just 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You're in a delusional state. You're not teachable. Once again, these lessons, it takes only about 5 minutes to learn, but a lifetime to master. A mastery isn't just, oh, I know this information. Have you commanded mastery in its application? Now, I'm going to share with you how you can get this program completely for free. What you guys want to do, you can go to any one of my videos from here. You can go to this link that is in the descriptions right here. You tap on it once. It's going to take you to a sales page. And you can definitely go read through this whole sales page, learn a little bit about what you can expect in this program. There are a couple of buy now buttons on this page. You want to just tap on one of these buy now buttons. And from here, I'm going to give you the coupon code, all right? Coupon code. I don't know how long they're going to leave this up. It's YWIYC. You can use all caps, lowercase, doesn't matter. Hit apply. Once you hit apply, you can see the discount code's been applied. You're saving $500 for using this coupon code. You want to scroll back up a little bit earlier, fill out your contact, billing, and payment information. It's not going to charge you anything. They just want to find people who are actually serious about getting this program. That's all. You want to tap complete your order and look for that email in your inbox. If it's not in your inbox, look in your spam folder and drag that email back into your inbox. Tap that email and tap the link in that email, which will take you directly to your Wish Is Your Command, the 14 audio series, your Wish Is Your Command, how to manifest your desires. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a break before we go on to the next lesson. So far, we talked about who do you listen to and the Teachability Index. Throughout this presentation, feel free to ask any questions. We do have a little box, right? So if you're actually on this call, let me know where you're coming from, you know. I'd be happy to help you any specific questions that you may have. And I'm doing my best to apply these lessons on a daily basis. Every single day, as I'm applying these lessons, my expectation that my understanding of these lessons will deepen. That's a goal of mine. All right. So next, what we're going to talk about. Next lesson we're going to talk about is super important. It's the training balance scale. But before I do that, I'm just going to pull up a couple of things, okay? First of all, we're going to do the subconscious mind. I'm going to pull up Hank Hill. All right. Hank Hill always has a beer in his hand. Have you guys noticed? And then what else do we have? Homer Simpson. And I'm going to share with you what this has to do with the training balance scale. This has a lot to do with the training balance scale. Who is this? I know this guy's very popular. Today we're going to talk about the training balance scale. I'm going to pull up some of these photos to kind of drive it home. All right. There's another Family Guy. That's what it was. What? Peter Griffin. Oh my gosh. Here it is again. All right. I'm going to share with you what is the training balance scale. Training balance scale is so incredibly important. Think of a scale that tilts back and forth. On one side of the scale, you have how you think and how you feel. What is your why? Your dreams and goals, attitude, mental processes, vibration, internal motivation. That's on one side of the scale. On the other side of the scale are the how actions, the specific techniques, strategies, action steps, the plans, activities, physical action. In the world of personal development, they always tell you you're not enough. The reason why you're not achieving the goals that you want is because you don't know the how actions. You're missing the specific techniques. You're missing the strategies, the action steps, the plans, activities, physical actions. We're going to go a little bit deeper with the training balance scale here in this lesson. And I'm still learning. I'm going to do my best to explain it. I believe what Kevin's trying to teach you is that how you think and how you feel, your why. This side of the training balance scale is more important than the how actions, the specific techniques, the strategies, the action steps. Napoleon Hill, he wrote the book, Think and Grow Rich. He didn't write the book, Know All the Action Steps and Grow Rich. He didn't write, Toil Hard and Grow Rich. But in the world of personal development, they always want to lure you into the next program they want you to buy. They're going to tell you the reason why you don't know. It's because you're missing this. So you're always chasing. You're always chasing. What Kevin Trudeau is trying to teach you, he's trying to teach you how to reformat your subconscious mind. Right? The subconscious mind drives everything. So I'm going to give you a picture of the subconscious mind. In the conscious thinking, this is the world of personal development. They say you're missing the action steps. Let me provide you with another audio program, with another CD set. Okay? And what you're going to do, the conscious thinking only commands 5%. Your short-term memory, logical thinking, your willpower, decisions, analysis. You guys understand? That's all it commands. Your unconscious thinking are your true blueprint sitting inside of you. Your habits and beliefs, your values and identity, your creativity, your self-worth, your imagination. And this is the side of the training balance scale. How you think and how you feel at a very, very deep level. Not just a surface level, because many people, they can feel motivated, they can feel happy in the short term. But what's really happening under the hood, in your unconscious thinking, in the subconscious mind? Let me give you guys an example. We all have a blueprint sitting inside of us for our physical health, for our finances, for relationships, for what we think that we deserve. Now, me personally, when I was young, I was very active in my teenage years. I played basketball and I skateboarded almost every single day. So it was easy for me to get a six-pack abs just from exercising alone. But as you know, you get a little bit older, in your 20s, your late 20s, it becomes increasingly more difficult to achieve that six-pack abs. But in my subconscious mind, I had an image of somebody with a six-pack abs. So anytime I look in the mirror, I did not see somebody with a six-pack ab, I was very frustrated and pissed off. I had to do whatever it took to help me get back to six-pack abs. You guys understand? Now, a lot of people, they think they want six-pack abs, but they don't really have six-pack abs self-image. It's not part of their identity. It's not part of their value and belief. It's not part of their imagination. It's not part of their long-term memory. What I mean by that is when people go back home, they are bombarding themselves with TV shows. And who do they watch? They watch people like the Family Guy, okay? And these guys are usually overweight. They have a dad bod, and they're generally lazy. Or Hank Hill, people watch this guy. He's very relatable. People love watching Hank Hill because it's like he's a guy looking just like me. And then he's got this other friend here, also, out of shape. And every single day, you're just watching these guys over and over, over and over. Inside you, there is a blueprint of your self-image. And if you are constantly watching Homer Simpson. He's always drinking beer, eating the junk food, eating the donuts. I mean, you laugh with him. And for many people, these are the characters that they've identified themselves with because they're so relatable. They look forward to watching Homer Simpson. They look forward to watching Hank Hill. Or they go watch Al Bundy, right? Al Bundy. So when you have these avatars inside your head, day in and day out, I don't care if it's Al Bundy, I don't care if it's Homer Simpson, Hank Hill, Peter Griffin, Family Guy, that's going to get down into your subconscious mind, into this part of your unconscious thinking. That becomes a part of your habits and beliefs, your values and identity, your intuition, your self-worth, imagination, your long-term memory. And that's why people don't understand. They're trying to get a six-pack abs, right? But everything is short-term thinking. They're not long-range thinking. They said, I want to get a six-pack abs for the summer. So they go get six-pack abs. 7 months out of the year, they go work hard at the gym. They try to do their best to keep up with the nutrition plan. So in their 20s, they're going to achieve some results. But the problem is, since they don't have the blueprint of somebody with a six-pack abs, they're going to revert back to that self-image. Many people, after taking their Instagram photos for the summertime, what happens when fall kicks in, right? Activity level goes down. Then what happens in October? They're going to feed themselves with candy, not just at home. They're going to probably go to a couple of parties. There's going to be so much sugar, even in the office area, sodas and pops. A couple of weeks later, what happens? You have Thanksgiving. Not just one Thanksgiving dinner, you might be invited to multiple Thanksgiving dinners, and you're just constantly eating, and in the back of your mind, you know it's not right, but your self-image isn't there. You cannot override the content of your subconscious mind. Even though you know the how actions, you probably say, well, I probably need to prepare myself. Maybe I should eat something beforehand, before going to the Thanksgiving dinner, so I'm not going to be eating as much, or I'm going to be more selective about what I eat there. But before you know it, you're going to weight loss rebound. Because Thanksgiving, once that is over, a couple of weeks later, what do you have? Yeah, Christmas holidays, multiple Christmas. Now you're doing red-eye flights, flying from this place, that place. It's more eating. And a couple of days later, after Christmas, what do you have? You have New Year's. You're out there, okay? Once more eating, excessive drinking, and a couple of weeks later, after years, what do you have? You're in February again. Valentine's, eating more candy. You see what this means? So what is that blueprint? That blueprint, most people, they have Peter Griffith. They have Hank Hill down there. Okay, they have Homer Simpson sitting down there in their subconscious mind. They have Al Bundy, right? And these are comfortable avatars they're familiar with. They train themselves in their set of thinking and behavior. Many people just kind of given up. It's like, you know what? I really don't care anymore. I'm just going to continue to drink and eat all my trash foods. Not going to even worry about it. Training balance skill, looking at your life in a different way. Not just what you know in your head, but sometimes you got to sit in with yourself and say, what is really going on? What is really underneath the surface? How do I really think? How do I really feel? What is my self-image within? My dreams, goals, and attitudes, the mental processes of this internal person sitting inside of me. Not what I think in the conscious mind, because most people, they have a misalignment. There's a lot of incoherence between what they think they want in their conscious mind and what's sitting there deep and within the subconscious. And this program, I listened to it so many times, and I continue to learn, continue to refine, continue to understand what I can do to upgrade the contents of my subconscious mind. So before I jump on the next lesson, I'm going to share with you how you can get this program completely for free. All you need to do, you want to just go to any one of my videos. You guys can tap on the first link. The first link is going to take you to a sales page. You guys can watch this video if you like. But if you want to get this program, it's very easy. You want to just tap buy now. Tap and buy now. I'm going to give you guys the coupon code. It's YWIYC. You want to hit apply. Once you hit apply, you can see the discount code has been applied, saving you $500. You want to come back on the top. You want to be filling out your contact, billing, and payment information. It's not going to charge you anything. They just want to find people who are actually serious about this program. And tap complete your order. Within a couple of minutes, you will see an email in your inbox. If you don't see that email, go to your spam folder, drag that email back into your inbox. Tap on that email. There's going to be a link. Tap in that link in the email, and it's going to take you directly to this program, Your Wish Is Your Command, completely for free. Now you can download this, put it on your MP3 player. You can stream it in your car when you're driving. You know, this is kind of like an audio course you can take with you at all times. And for quite a long time, this was the only audio course that I listened to. I had to listen to it again and again and again, again and again and again, because when I first listened to it, I didn't really understand about all these lessons. I could not explain it, even though they sounded so simple. So I went through it again and again, again and again, until I started to see how I could use this in my own personal life. Today I have a lot of great programs to share with you. I'm going to share with you guys a little bit, but I'm going to share with you the fourth lesson in Kevin Trudeau's Your Wish Is Your Command. The fourth lesson is 4 steps to learning. I'm going to get a little bit of coffee before I begin. Taking a quick look how long I've been going on this. Okay, only about 30-35 minutes. Taking hello. If you're here on this call, okay, don't be shy. I'm tapping on this 100. Maybe I'll draw some people into this call. What are the 4 steps to learning? 4 steps to learning. Once again, it takes about 5 minutes to learn, a lifetime to master. The first steps to learning is unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. There are so many things that are currently off your scope of awareness. I want to just briefly dive back into my previous lesson about my teachability index. What was my willingness to learn? What was my willingness to accept change? The things that I was doing before wasn't working. So I started to learn different things outside my scope of awareness. And when you start doing that, it's going to get uncomfortable, because previously, all you knew, everything on your radar screen was, you just need to exercise, put in more reps, put in more sets. You got to be eating right. Calorie counting. I did all that to the T when I was still weight loss rebounding. I started to read books on detoxification, started to learn about how you can clean out the small and large intestines combined. Once I started doing that, I started to unlock the next level, which was, how do you eliminate internal parasites out of the body? Once I started doing that for a couple more and more months, once that's unlocked, I was introduced to even more information off my radar screen, which was, how do you get the gallstones out of the gallbladder and intrahepatic stones out of the liver in the comfort of your own home? So I started doing that. Once that's unlocked, I learned about how I can dissolve gallstones, not just gallstones, dissolve kidney stones and flush them safely out of the kidneys. You see, every step of the way, you're going from stages of unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. For many of you, you think that you're very knowledgeable, and maybe you're well educated, you've gone through school. The more you are aggressive about improving yourself. You're willing to absorb information outside of scope of awareness, outside of your comfort zone. You're going to go from a place of unconscious incompetence and gradually move your way up to conscious incompetence, move your way up to conscious competence, and finally moving your way up to unconscious competence. Now, we all begin riding a bicycle at zero. We don't know unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. When you first start riding a bike, maybe you don't even get on a bicycle. Your parents put on training wheels, or you have a tricycle. You don't know what you're doing, but you're putting your hands on the handles, okay? And then you're doing your best to pedal, getting coaching from your parents, from your siblings. But over time, you're going to develop something called conscious incompetence. You know that you don't know something. You're watching your neighborhood kids, and for some reason, they can ride a bicycle without their hands on their handles. They're popping wheelies. Now you're thinking, man, I'm just trying to struggle here on my tricycle. They're doing all these things. Conscious incompetence is basically you know that you don't know something. You move your way up from a place of unconscious incompetence. Now you're at a place of conscious incompetence. But over time, you're going to put in the work, put in the practice. You're going to be a place of conscious competence. You know that you know something. All right, you're getting back on that bike, getting a little bit better, and you are a little bit more smoother with it. I mean, I started on a bicycle. I had to lean that bicycle against the wall, and I had to kind of kick against the wall to get that forward momentum going. That's how I was taught to get that forward momentum. And that bike was probably too big for me because my bike got stolen. So now I'm actually practicing on my mother's bike. Okay. Conscious competence. You know something, and you're hanging out with the neighborhood kids. You're like, hey, we're getting on this bike. And before you know it, you're going to have that unconscious competence. Neighborhood kid calls, and you're like, hey, we're going to go bike riding. You're not going to be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, you're going. You're getting after it. You know, and success is automatic. 4 steps to learning. We all go through these stages of learning, whatever that we're doing. It could be driving a stick shift if you're driving that car. It could be learning how to use chopsticks for the first time, or you are tying your shoes for the first time. Everything that we're doing right now, your wish to command, they always come back to these basic lessons. 4 steps to learning. Maybe you think you know something about these lessons. Maybe you heard it from another speaker. But the more that you dive deeper into every last one of these lessons, you're going to go back to square one. You're going to go back to a place of unconscious incompetence. You think that you know, who do you listen to? You're going to be presented with seasons, opportunities, situations, circumstances that's going to tell you, hey, you thought you were at a place of unconscious competence, but now that you learn something new, a new dimension unlocks. Now you kind of learn it all over again. And that's the exciting thing about life, because you have these aha moments. These aha moments take you back into that wonder, that place of wonder. You're like, oh, there's so much more I should be learning, I could be applying, and that unlocks doors for me. When I was on this health journey, because I had a lot of health problems, my family had a lot of health problems, I was very, very apprehensive. But the years go by, I pick up another book, I do another protocol, and now these protocols are installed on my weekly calendar. There are only 52 weeks in a year. All 52 weeks, I'm doing something to better my health. This is one of my programs called the Mega Poop Transformation Challenge. How to lose 3 to 5 pounds per month without going to the gym. Now, some of you may watch this, may not believe this. I really don't care. So that's the first. I'm going to share that in the chat. You guys can get that program if you like. Okay. What else do we have? You have your wish is your command, right? You guys can also use my chat. You can use that link in the chat, which will take you there. But I got a lot of exciting things for you today, y'all. I'm going to share with you other tools that I've come across And I think they could be very, very helpful on your journey if you're into personal development. Just taking a little bit of a break here. All right. So a couple of weeks ago, I started doing this program. All right. This is a program that was created by a good friend of mine. I've known him since 2012. I've seen him online since 2011, but I started talking to him 2012. So it's been a number of years. He's an amazing entrepreneur himself. If you're in the personal development niche, you will know this guy. I mean, he's kind of like very low key, but he is a consultant for some of the top people in personal development, internet marketing. He has a podcast called Bacon Wrap Business. If you just watch that podcast, you'll know he has a very, very deep Rolodex. He created something through ChatGPT that is, I think, just extraordinary, okay? We all need coaching, but what type of coach do you want to listen to? He used ChatGPT and he turned his future self into a personalized AI coach in just 60 minutes using 3 simple prompts. Okay, I know it sounds a little bit ridiculous, but I'm going to include this link. You guys can read through the sales page yourself. It's only for $10. I don't know how long it's going to keep it at $10. So the guy that's doing this, his name is Brad Costanzo. And for 20 years, building up businesses, consulting others on theirs, all right? And this is so powerful. I want to just leave this link with you guys so you guys can check it out. It's definitely helped me tremendously the last couple of weeks. I use this every single day. So imagine you are creating a future version of yourself. Okay, this future version of yourself. How would this person speak? How would this person respond to different events, people, situations, circumstances? How would this person decide? What is your decision matrix? How would they use these tools around him? You can create this future version of yourself using ChatGPT. And from there, you can communicate with this future version of yourself. So this future version, it is trained on your goals, values, and communication style. It talks just like you. It speaks just like you, but from the future self's perspective. So that helps you stay aligned, focused, and moving forward daily. If you're interested in something like this, use the link in the chat box. Now, I'm also going to include this in the comments later after I get this video all set up. But I want you guys to pay attention to different tools that you should be using right now. And this is where rubber meets the road, right? Because a lot of you, you're like, listen, I don't know a lot about this AI stuff. It's very intimidating. Well, with Brad, he just have these simple prompts. They're just instructions. All you need to do is copy and paste them into ChatGPT, and it has video instructions on how to do it. It's going to guide you every step of the way. But you don't want to be skipping around. A lot of people, they're not teachable because they have this mentality of, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. And they just do a whole bunch of random things. And they wonder why they can't really receive the full benefit out of this program. Not just with Brad's program. I just say from my own personal program, I've coached this program to hundreds of people around the world. People who struggle with this program, let me tell you, I just ask them, did you follow through on my set of directions? You're not just randomly doing things. A lot of people, they don't even use measuring cups. They're just measuring things randomly. So when I tell them, listen, You don't have to leave this to chance. If you want to maximize your success, I got the videos. Video 1, my story and introduction to the digestive system. Number 2, I'm going to tell you what to get. Your shopping list. Go to the grocery store. You know everything that you should be getting at the grocery store. Video 3, how to make the self-flush solution. You need to be doing this exactly. I don't care who you are in the world. If you do this exactly and you drink the self-flush solution exactly the way that I teach you, you will maximize your success. How do you poop professionally? What should you be doing after the self-flush? How do you get rid of internal parasites, right? So that's one blueprint in the areas of your health that I know this stuff through and through. Some people, they say when you share a video with people, you should only have one offer. No, I have multiple offers. The first offer is your wish is your command, which you can get. You just tap on that link in the descriptions from here. You tap on buy now, take into an order form. You enter the coupon code YWIYC, hit apply. Once you hit apply, fill out the contact billing payment information. Not going to charge you anything. Just want to find people who are actually serious about this program. Complete your order. Look through your email. If it's not in your inbox, look in that spam folder. Re-drag it back into your inbox. Tap on that email. And inside that email, there's going to be a link that will take you straight to this program. So you can listen to these lessons again and again in your car, whenever you're free, you know, when you're doing your laundry, folding your laundry, something that you can do. First lesson, who do you listen to? Next lesson, teachability index. Next lesson, training balance scale. Finally, 4 steps to learning. The training balance scale has a lot to do with your self-image. Who do you really see on the inside? As we talked about before, self-image within you right now that holds your habits and beliefs, your values and identity, your intuition, your self-worth, imagination. Most people, they have a self-image that is holding them back because they're listening to these guys all the time. They're watching these TV shows, The Family Guy. They love watching Hank Hill, right? He's very relatable. What else do they watch? Homer Simpson. So always drinking beer, right? Homer Simpson's never in shape. Al Bundy, never in shape, right? So these guys, these are the avatars that you have installed in your subconscious mind. And you wonder why you continue to have weight loss rebound. You continue to take a few steps forward, or you stumble back to where you were before. You're never progressing in the direction that you want. The world's going to tell you, oh, you're missing this one technique. It's going to be more different nutrition plans you should be trying. If it's not keto, it must be pescatarian. It must be vegan. Okay, it's going to be omnivore. No, you got to go carnivore. Everything in between. Who do you listen to? Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. 4 steps to learning. You need to have these installed in your subconscious mind so you can start to filter all this information all around you. Because you want a straight path to success, right? And the way you're going to do it is listen to people who have come before you. And Kevin is somebody who's already demonstrated massive success. So if you're a little bit older, like me, you probably listened to his infomercial in the 90s, Kevin Trudeau's Mega Memory, even possibly in the 80s. He did another one, Mega Speed Readings, also his program. He produced it with Howard Berg, right? Just with these 2 programs, he already made hundreds of millions. And Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About was the first book that I read by Kevin Trudeau. And at that time, I knew nothing about his history. I knew nothing about the personal development side to his. This book was the New York best time seller for over 20 weeks. You got to be listening to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. He didn't come from riches, right? He built his way up. He built his way up through and through. So today, we talked a lot about different things. We talked about how you can get your wishes your command. Talked about how you can get that mega poop transformation challenge, right? Pop in the link right here. Next, we also talk about how you can create a future version of yourself using ChatGPT, using an AI coach. With some simple prompts, you're going to have a daily communication with a future version of yourself. And this person is going to keep you on track. Keep you on track. So every single day, you're just stacking progress. That could be in the areas of your finances, areas of your health, areas of your relationships. And it's only $10. All right. And here's another exciting thing I want you guys to look into. If you want a 30-day reset, if you really want to learn about Brad and his coaching style, the different, I would say, mental frameworks that he uses to become successful, because he's an extremely successful guy. Extremely successful guy. And if you want to listen to him and get coaching from him for 30 days straight, it's going to be sending you information, going to teach you about AI, some of the best tools, because most of the things, he spends so much time evaluating AI, and he's basically filtering out all the unimportant tools that are out there, give you the most important ones. If you're overwhelmed by the speed of change of AI, but you need to evolve and seize the opportunity in front of you, this 30-day reset is there to help you. If you want to focus on what matters and transform your uncertainty into opportunities, this is the program for you. So I got a couple of links inside this chat. And some people may find it overwhelming. That's all right. Listen, I'm just getting warmed up. We're just getting warmed up here, okay? Who do you listen to? Teachability index, training balance scale, 4 steps. Are you really paying attention to what I'm sharing today, right? Do you have any questions for me regarding what I've shared? I'll be happy to share and answer these questions. I'm just gonna drink some coffee real quick. This Future You AI program has taken me on such a wonderful journey. Just within the last couple of weeks, I learned so many things, new mental frameworks, not only learning, but I'm also applying. In addition, I learned about different modalities, how we can improve our subconscious mind, or there are certain things about the subconscious mind that you do not like. You can uninstall and reinstall. It is a malleable program. And there are different meditation techniques that are out there that you could explore. And I'm taking it extremely serious right now. Every single day, I'm doing meditation. It's not about if I want to do it or not. I just know I'm making a lot of progress right now. I'm going the right direction, not from a state of anxiety where I have to prove myself, but it's from a different self-image. And that's what's really exciting. As before, I wanted people to listen to me, and it wasn't working, right? Because you're trying to force your way, force your ideas upon other people. But now I'm in a different state where I want to learn how I can draw them in instead. So that's the type of energy that I'm going forward. I've also seen some great progress on my own YouTube channel. And as you know, if you're on this YouTube thing, everybody starts at 0. Let me just show you with my analytics the last couple of weeks. So for a long time, I was just struggling here. I don't really have a lot of views, right? So back in June 6th, got about, what, 44 views. But since I've been implementing all these different things, it's not just one thing that I've implemented. It's not just technique. It's about my way of being. What is really down there in the subconscious mind? What is my self-image? How am I projecting in these videos? All these small little things matter. Most people, what do in the training balance scale? They say, the reason why your video isn't really taken off is because you don't know the right techniques. You don't know the strategies. You're missing the hashtags, the action steps, plans, activities, and physical actions. And you know there are these videos out there. These people are not very well spoken, but people still watch your videos for whatever reason. And there are people out there, they hardly even chop up their videos, edit any of their videos, but they have tens and thousands of viewers with a very, very engaged audience. What's different? Is it just about, oh, I don't know the right hashtags, I don't know when I should be premiering? Is it timing of my videos? Or is there something deeper? I think the subconscious mind rules all. It really does. The more I look at this chart, not Family Guy, the more I look at this chart, this unconscious thinking part of myself that is driving everything that I've been doing. So the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a lot of uninstalling, reformatting, and reinstalling new habits, new beliefs, new values, new creativity, new self-worth. And what I discovered, I had a lot of bad patterns that were passed down, even by my own ancestors. When I was growing up, my family members told me, listen, you're going to be struggling with chronic diseases all your life because your father's doing this, your grandmother's this, and her father, this, that, and the third. And those are the ideas in your unconscious thinking. And you have that self-image of yourself. It's like, well, this is the path, right? And I started to question that at a very early age. Is there nothing that I can do to turn the situation around? Is there really nothing I can modify to have a different outcome? Well, I'm very grateful. You can say God, universe, forces that came into my path. I was brought to different books, different authors. I started to hunt down different naturopathic practitioners. I even met Charlotte Gerson in person in San Diego. Maybe some of you don't believe that. I really don't care. I was at her house. This is many years ago. I would say 2013, 2014. I was at her house in San Diego. And I read her book. She's helping people in Tijuana, Mexico. I think she has also another clinic over in Europe. She passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace. But long story short, I no longer struggle with those health problems like I did before because I learned about detoxification, cleaning of the small and large intestines. I started to change my habits and beliefs about health. Maybe my family, we passed down a lot of wrong information regarding health. Maybe we passed down a lot of wrong eating habits. Certain family members, all they do is eat a whole bunch of carbs. That's what they do. And as people age and get a little bit older, they have more of a sedentary lifestyle. They don't exercise as much. They're not burning off these calories. So of course, it's going to cause a disruption in their blood sugar levels. Are you guys hearing me? But they're going to blame it on, oh, this is just your genetics. You're going to have to do your blood sugar, find out where your blood sugar is at, and take insulin for the rest of your life. No. I started to learn so many things about my own health. In a future presentation, only if you guys are interested, I already got these PowerPoint presentation slides. If you're struggling with chronic constipation, I'm going to tell you it's a very serious problem. If you don't solve it, you're going to have problems like this. You're going to have problems like this, problems like this. You're gonna have 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 all sorts of problems. You're gonna have processes, prolapses, abscesses, and fistulas. What is a proctologist? Okay, you need to be fixing chronic constipation on top. I went down on this path. I read so many different books. I have to write analogies. I know the protocols that are out there and different things that you can do to better your health, to create a laxative effect. Of course, none of this professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment. Later on, I can teach you about parasites. A lot of people, you don't even know about parasites. You don't know about pinworms, ringworms, whipworms, liver flus, how they can target specific organs in your body. Did you know that your pets could become vectors? Pets can transmit different parasites into your body, different foods that you're eating, drink contaminated water across the board. These are problems that you don't even know about. It's not on your radar screen. And if they're targeting different specific organs in your body, now you're going to have other problems. Do you know you can flush out gallstones out of the gallbladder? Do you know where your gallbladder is? Did you know that if you have things stuck in your pancreatic duct, it's going to mess up your blood sugar levels because your pancreas is responsible for insulin production? Are you guys with me? I want you guys to really go through what I talked about today. Today, we talked about 4 specific lessons in Kevin Trudeau's Your Wish is Your Command. Hey, yeah, of course, you can ask your questions. What's going on? CH. Yeah, ask your questions. What would you like to learn? Yeah, or specific questions you may have. Pop it in there. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I want to communicate. I want to have a dialogue with y'all. Okay, I think that'll be very helpful because, first of all, I'm very grateful you guys are here paying attention, and I want you guys to, yeah, take everything with a grain of salt. I don't know everything. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing and applying, right? YouTube channel seems to be moving in the right direction. Obviously, I've worked on myself a lot over the years. Before, I didn't even want to go on YouTube. I didn't want to go live. I was very shy. For a long time, I was doing, I would say, straight out of high school, I started doing software. Right? So when you're doing software, you don't really talk to people. I would be in a server room. I did that for many years. Even for years in my late 20s, I was working at Microsoft as a contractor. And at that time, all I did was hardware, software testing, but I was around a lot of hardware too. So when you're working with hardware, you're in one of those data centers and it's just cold. It is cold in there. You wear your jackets, because you're doing performance testing, right? So if you're doing performance testing, then have to keep it very, very cold. Yeah, go ahead, ask your question. What's going on? CCCHHA, and this for anybody. If you're on this call, you have any questions for me regarding what I've shared today, I'd be happy to go over, clear anything up. I just went through the whole presentation about Your Wish is Your Command and how you can get it for free, completely for free. Just tap this link in the descriptions. Take you to a sales page. Very easy. Just click Buy Now. Sorry about that. The doors is closed. And you want to type in the coupon code YWIYC and hit Apply. Hitting Apply, you can see the discount code has been applied. You want to come back to the top. Fill out your contact, billing, and payment information. It's not going to charge you anything. They just want to find people who are actually serious about this program. You want to hit Complete Your Order. Hitting Complete Your Order, what it's going to do, you should expect an email in your inbox. If it's not there, you want to go to your spam folder and drag that email back into your inbox. All right. And then tap on that email and you will be presented with this whole audio program completely for free. This is the program that really put the pieces together when it comes to the law of manifestation. A lot of people, they always want to tell you about the feel good, right? You got to get yourself some more crystals, do another reading, print another astrological chart, do some more affirmations, visualize, visualize, visualize. Those are all good things. But if you're not really putting the pieces together, who are you really listening to? Are you listening to people who have been where you are and where you want to be? How teachable are you? What is your willingness to learn? And what is your willingness to accept change? You have to give yourself a score from 0 to 10 for each one of these. And you have to multiply these to give yourself a real teachability index. Because most people think they're very coachable. They're not coachable. They're watching Tony Horton, they're watching Taibo on their DVD set, but they're not doing the exercises with Taibo. They're not doing the exercise with Tony Horton. They're eating potato chips. Next, the training balance skill has a lot to do with about how you think and how you feel. Napoleon Hill, he wrote the book, Think and Grow Rich. He didn't tell you, you need to know all the action steps, then grow rich. You need to know the specific techniques and grow rich. He told you to think and grow rich, but this is not just coming from your conscious mind. It comes in from much deeper. It comes from your unconscious thinking, the subconscious mind. And there is a blueprint down there within you. There's an image down there within you. But the world around you is going to program you for failure. You were born to succeed, but you're programmed for failure. How do they program you for failure? Well, you're watching the Family Guy all the time. You're watching Hank Hill. Okay, you're like, this guy's very relatable. I relate to this guy. When I go back home from work, the only thing I look forward to is watching Hank Hill, followed by Homer Simpson, watching The Simpsons. Okay, or when I was growing up, Married with Children was always on. Okay, and people relate to Al Bundy. People love Al Bundy. I'm sure there's a huge fan page on Al Bundy. But if you're watching these guys all day, every day, that's the image sitting inside of you. There's somebody out there with a dad bod sitting inside of you. And how do you unearth all that? You need to understand that, okay, this is conscious mind right here. This guy is controlling everything, the unconscious thinking, a self-image, your true values, your beliefs, your identity, your self-worth, imagination, your self-confidence. People, they think they're very confident up here. In a fleeting moment, anybody could think positively or have a positive mental attitude for about 5 minutes, only for 5 minutes. But once everything is quiet, they're sitting alone in their car. What is really cranking in the back of their mind? They're thinking about their frustration, disappointments of the past, X, Y, and Z. That's their true self-image. You guys understand? That's who they really are on the inside. And I'm telling you guys, there are different things that you can do. Success. Oh, I think I know this guy. Success are us. Isn't it pretty late? What time is it over there? So the unconscious thinking, we gotta program that. Yeah, I agree with that. Success are us. We are engineered for success. Yo, I've been doing these YouTube lives every single day. Check out my analytics, y'all. So I just want to demonstrate and show you guys that if you are on this path, right, things will be shown to you, and we got to re-image ourselves. We need to change this content right here, this training balance scale, how you think and how you feel, your whys, dreams, goals, attitudes, mental processes, your vibration, internal motivation. That's always going to override. Yeah, you got to get to bed soon. I'm going to keep on going. We got a couple of people on, and then I want to help answer their questions if they have any. Yeah. You guys can also follow Success or Us if you want to. And we also have a Facebook page, you guys. Facebook page is fire. We're uploading different. Sometimes I also upload these videos. I download them, I re-upload them on here. So on here, you're gonna find additional motivation. Okay, you may find some Neville Goddard, right? And then different short videos. You can listen to Kevin Trudeau. And there's also, you know, I love these type of images. From vision to reality, your thoughts are the blueprint. And we're gonna dive deep. We're gonna focus on having positive thoughts, positive mental attitude, and every single day we're gonna drive it deeper and deeper into our subconscious mind, so that becomes our default state. And moreover, you guys got to make a decision. Are you just going to go back home? Are you going to continue to watch Family Guy? You're going to continue to watch Hank Hill. We're going to watch Homer Simpson. You're going to watch Al Bundy, Married with Children, because that's how the world programs you for failure. They want to program you for failure. So you're always having problems with your health, right? You go to the health, they're going to make money off your sickness. Or you're going to perpetually be at the gym, but you never make any progress. You're going to take one step forward, two steps back with that weight loss rebound. We're not doing that anymore, fam. We're going to take these time to listen to the CD set. You're going to listen to it again and again and again. Kevin always says it takes about 5 minutes to learn. It's going to take you a lifetime to master. Sometimes you listen to these lessons and you're finding yourself back in square one because something unlocked. You're like, wow, I never saw this lesson in this light. Because once you learn these lessons, you're going to be presented with opportunities. You're like, oh, I listened to John on Your Wishes Your Command channel. And he says, listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Before you know it, you're going to be bombarded with other new YouTube algorithms coming to your feed. And you're like, are these people reputable? Should I be listening to them at all? Should I be spending my time listening to these people? I'm telling y'all, listen to Kevin, okay? New York's best-selling selling author over 20 weeks. This is the first book that I read. And many of you a little bit older, you probably saw his infomercials. It's infomercials. We got speed reading. Okay? We also have mega memory. I'm going through this program right now. So he already made hundreds and hundreds of millions with this program. Okay? If you made hundreds and hundreds of millions, and you're a best time seller for over 20 weeks, then you don't have to listen to Kevin Trudeau. But if you're not, I highly recommend you guys getting the CD set. Getting the CD set completely for free. You use that coupon code YWIYC, and to access it, there's going to be a link right here. Just tap on it once, take you to the sales page, click buy now. And if you have any questions on this call, just pop them in my chat right now, okay? So scroll down a little bit. The coupon code is YWIYC. Hit apply. Once you hit apply, you can see you're not going to spend any money. It's completely zeroed out. Come back up in here, fill out your contact, billing, payment information, and complete your order. Check your inbox. If it's not there, look in your spam folder, drag that email back into your inbox, tap on that email, You're going to see a link. The link's going to take you directly to the program. So that's what I want you guys to have. Okay. So if you guys have any questions for me, what's going on? How's everyone doing? This is not a pre-recorded call. You're actually talking to me right now. This is me talking, all right? I got 6 people on this call. That's fantastic. We're going to continue to grow this channel. Well, 4 people now. Some people drop. No worries. But what are your questions? What's happening? You have any questions for me? Just put them in the chat. All right. I went through a lot of information, but you have specific questions for me regarding your wishes, your command, law and manifestation. And of course, I'm learning too. I'm not perfect. And last year I started this channel, right? Everybody starts a YouTube channel at 0. And you can see I wasn't getting a lot of results. I had about 30 views per day. But recently I've been uploading very consistently. I've been uploading quite consistently. I'm just saying my energy has shifted, right? The way how I present, the way how I project is very, very different. And I've been learning how to do that because that carries more weight than just the techniques, the hows. Okay? And I'm very interested in this right now. I'm doing daily meditations, no excuses whatsoever, every single day. I know that's really helping me get into that mental framework. Same thing with my detox protocols. I don't give myself any excuses. I already told myself there are only 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to be doing every single week. Every single week I'm doing something. All right. And I know this could be a little bit pricey side for people, but I'm telling y'all, I try to sell this thing for cheap and people buy it for cheap and they do nothing with it. They do absolutely nothing with it. That's what I'm telling you. If you don't have that, if you don't pay enough for something, you're not going to do anything with it. It's not, you don't find it valuable. If I gave my program out for free to many people. Do you know what they do with it? Nothing. Nothing. And I think that's a problem with Kevin, what he's doing right now. And that's why you got to take advantage of it. And because people, they had to pay $10,000 just to go see him live to get this. Not only that, that doesn't include the flight, that doesn't include the accommodation, all the other things they have to buy along the way. $10,000. And now he's giving away for, I don't know how long he's going to be doing this, guy. That's why I'm telling you guys, use the coupon code. Right? He could make an announcement tomorrow and be like, oh, we're not giving that out for free anymore. Forget that. Because people don't pay attention to it. Just like me, I used to give out my things for free. And then at some point, I'm like, so I started to sell it at $40, right? And then what I noticed is that people don't pay attention to it at 40. So I 7x'd my price. Now it's $280, right? So for people, they spend $280 on this program, it's very likely they're going to get the results that they look for. Yes. I have so many results. These are not ChatGPT. These are screenshots. They're ones in Chinese, and you can translate them. You can translate images now, right? It's very simple. And they're very, very funny. I have another testimonial from Colin. Colin's from the US. So if you want to change your life, if you want to make money, you got to have the proper health to do it. I don't know how else to say it. You got to have health. You got to have health. All right. So I just wanted to stay on and let me know if you guys have any questions. What's going on? What's on your mind? Because I can share with you another tool that's going to help you, and this one only costs you $10. All right. So Brad Costanzo, very good friend of mine, known him since 2012. Since 2012, and he is the top coach for people in the personal development niche. He knows people like Brian Tracy. He knows Jack Canfield. Chicken Soup for the Soul. Yeah, he knows that guy. He works with this whole organization. He created a program. He's only selling for $10 today. And I don't know how long he's going to be keeping this, but this program is all about using ChatGPT He turned his ideal future self into a personalized AI coach in just 60 minutes using 3 simple prompts. You guys, you should look into this. If you're interested in learning about how to use ChatGPT, interested how you can have a personalized coach, and this personalized coach talks just like you, speaks just like you, and he knows what your goals are. And every single day, this personalized coach can help you keep you on track. Now you got to follow through on these instructions. I think Brad already gave very, very detailed instructions how to do it. And if you don't know, you don't have to be a coder. You don't have to be a software developer. You just got to know how to use copy and paste. And you're going to have to spend just a little bit more money on getting the paid version of ChatGPT because you need to use the projects. You have to unlock that feature with ChatGPT so you can upload different files into it. So the AI that you're creating knows what you're trying to do. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I've been working with this, and this is one of the reasons why I think my YouTube channel is growing, because it keeps me very accountable, right? Every single day, whether I want to do this or not, I'm gonna go live, right? I'm gonna be uploading because you gotta get your voice out there, get your message out there. And part of that is exposure. You could have the best program in the world, but people don't know who you are. They're not going to find about your program, how they can change their life. And working on it. For now, is only $10, okay? And Brad is so generous, it's backed by our unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like this within 30 days, you get your money back. I'm just telling y'all, I'm not doing that with my program. You're going to pay $280 for this program. There are no refunds, okay? It's about you going through this program, watching through these videos, so you know and take this serious every step of the way. So you know what to do, because I got some PDFs in there. I got some videos in there. So you know what to do every step of the way. I'm not refunding nothing. Brad, he's generous. Okay. And if you want to learn more about AI, if you want to learn about Brad's, his mental processes, okay, thinking about his, I would say his frameworks and different tools that he uses to better businesses, this is something you want to be looking into, okay? And over here, I'm just going to pop this in. You guys can check out that other program today. I got multiple programs, okay? I'm going to read something over here. Let's be honest. You've done the affirmations. You made the vision boards. You visualized the dream life so many times you could storyboard it. You checked the boxes, read the books, repeated what the experts said, but it's still not clicking. That feeling I'm doing everything right, but nothing's changing lingers. Quietly frustrating, silently exhausting. So here's a question no one really asks. Who have you been listening to? Because results don't just come from doing things. They come from learning from the right source. Someone with fruit on the tree. Someone who lives what they teach. Someone who has what you want and got it ethically, energetically, and predictably. The next piece, your teachability index. How willing are you to learn? Even if it means unlearning everything you thought you knew. How willing are you to change? Even if it means letting go of comfort. Those two questions will determine how fast everything shifts. Because here's what I discovered and what finally changed the game. It's not about hard work. It's not about knowing what to do. It's about calibration. You can obsess over all day long, but if you don't believe it's possible, or if you're emotionally fried from years of effort, you will keep missing the mark. That's the training balance scale. We talked about the contents of your subconscious mind, how we need to reformat that. Most people over focus on action and ignore thought, vibration, and belief, the very things that shape results. But when you flip that scale back into balance, when your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions align with your desire, actions become inspired, efficient, and almost unnecessary. And finally, the 4 steps to mastery. Unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. You move your way up to conscious incompetence. You realize that you don't know. Later on, you move on to conscious competence. You begin to apply what works. Later, you move your way up to unconscious competence. It becomes who you are. And I don't care if it's tying your shoes, riding a bicycle, okay, driving a stick shift. I don't know if Success R Us. Success R Us is my older brother. He taught me how to drive a stick shift. And I did not know how to do it. And thank you, big brother. He taught me how to do it. And over time, I had to move from unconscious incompetence to unconscious competence. And in Seattle, it's not easy. You're up on that hill. It is raining. You got the emergency brake on, waiting for that red light. And you're working with your gas pedal and the accelerator. And then finally, you're releasing the emergency brake so you don't roll back and hit the car behind you. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, so this is what your wish is your command delivers, not just more content, but a system that recodes you from the inside out. And when that shift clicks, you begin broadcasting from belief instead of aspiration. When you become the signal, the world bends to match. You don't chase anymore, you draw it in. And people, you're on this call, you're being drawn in. For some reason, you're on this call. I don't think it's by accident, right? So you've been circling the runway, wondering why your wheels won't touch down. It's not because you're broken. You were just tuned to the wrong frequency. Right? So let's fix that. How do you fix it? Get this program completely for free. Tap on this link in my descriptions. Take you to a sales page. From here, tap buy now, tap and buy now. Scroll down just a little bit. You want to fill in the coupon code YWIYC. Hit apply. Once you hit apply, you can see the discount code gets you the whole program for free. You save $500. Over here, come back on the top, fill out your contact, billing, payment information. Not going to charge you nothing. Complete your order. So, do you guys have any questions for me? What's going on? I'm going to end this call in a little bit. I've been going, I think, probably close to, how long have I been going? 1 hour and 30 minutes, y'all, non-stop. And I had this for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Somebody was asking me if you can ask a question. You can definitely ask your question. So is he still here? CHHAYA, if you're here, ask your question. Telling y'all I'm just another regular guy, right? Aspiring, what do you call him, you know? YouTuber. I don't say YouTuber, I'm just learning how you can grow a YouTube channel. And this is definitely not my first rodeo at this. I'm just saying, I started to apply what Kevin teaches. I started to apply what Brad teaches, right? I've been doing the meditations because I don't think my content is that different from before. If you go back to the content I used to upload, there isn't that much of a difference. But what's different, there are actually people coming into my channel right now and they're actually watching it, right? In the last 28 days, the number of hours went up to over 800 hours. That's got more 46 subscribers. I just crossed over 100 subscribers. You can see this. This hockey stick thing is very, very evident, right? And if you're not on this channel, you subscribe to this channel, y'all. I'm going to do my best to provide you great information how you can change your life. I got great information regarding health. I got great information regarding internet marketing. I know quite a bit about internet marketing. What Kevin's trying to focus on here is all this other stuff underneath the surface where you don't see. Where you don't see. Just like what Success R Us says, you were engineered for success, but programmed to fail. You were engineered for success, but you're programmed to fail. You have no idea what's actually sitting down there in your subconscious mind. People are watching all these silly TV shows, and you don't think they have an effect on your body, in your neurology, in your subconscious mind. It has a tremendous effect because you're just watching these guys. Look at the pattern, okay? This Family Guy, Hank Hill. You guys see a pattern over here? Over here, who's this guy? I've got his name. He's vaping. His vaping is doing this VR thing. What else we have? Homer Simpson. A lot of people, they're wondering why they have a dad bod and they're watching these silly TV shows all day, every day. Give me 1 second. Oh, you guys have any questions for me? What's going on? What's on your mind? Talk to me. That's a good quote right there. You were engineered for success, but proven to fail. And that's definitely a quote from Kevin Trudeau, for sure. And he has many and many of those quotes. And it's important that you remember them and you install them in the subconscious mind. So you have it in you at all times. See, if you follow any of these people, Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn, Joe Vitale, Tony Robbins, Earl Nightingale, Joe Dispenza, Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Charlie Tremendous Jones, Cadet Robert, Ed Foreman, Joe Bauer, Grant Cardone, Dennis Whaley, Marshall Silver, Neville Goddard. This is definitely up your alley. Okay? Get this program completely for free. Now, I've already explained the instructions earlier, but I'm going to turn this thing off a little bit if you guys don't have any questions for me. So now is your chance to ask me any questions. Where's everybody coming in from? Where's everybody from? Alright, fellas. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to go offline now. Have an amazing rest of your week. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments later and I'll get back to them. And I'll also be including these different programs in the comments below. You guys can check them out. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.